Hello and welcome back again on this lovely June 12th for our 12th Facebook Live episode. We want to thank you for showing up today and hope that you can continue to join us every Friday as long as we are doing this. Today we'll be looking at Article 27, the right to food, clothing, and a safe place to live in a caring environment. I want to start by sending birthday wishes to our Ernestine. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ernestine.
I will let Cheryl get us started.
Bonjour, kinu abiktish na kazme on Mowagan. Migwichkichimanu Mino Gijigat. I said that it's a beautiful day. I acknowledged my name and I said thank you to the Creator for another day. So with that, I'm going to introduce first the land acknowledgements. The Manitoba Advocate for Children and Youth wish to acknowledge that we are located on the original lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and the beautiful homeland of the MACY Nation. So yesterday we had the most fabulous time going out to Birds Hill Park with a few staff and the YAAS team. Mm-hmm. And what a tremendous day. It was a good turnout. The weather pitched in. It was the perfect day. We brought a little bit of a lunch and it was more of a medicine walk than it was an actual medicine picking opportunity. So in terms of what we're talking about today in Right 27, you have the right to food, clothing, and a safe place to live in a caring environment. I explained to everybody that was present that once you leave the city, you have that ability to be able to take care of yourself in such a way that you don't really notice it at first. So we talked a little bit about everybody was there and they're all kind of a little bit nervous at the beginning, and then we kind of went into things, and as things got going and the day went on, everybody was loose and laughing and really enjoying themselves. So that took care of the holistic piece of our being and being able to provide that self-care that we so needed in terms of a healthy break, being able to learn a little bit. I attributed that to land-based teaching at its finest. So those were some of the things that we did yesterday. We're going to have a video after, and yeah. So
and even those of us that forgot socks were taken care of by our lovely Cheryl. But she has it. It was definitely a day filled with love and caring and sharing, and it
laughter, lots of laughter.
Yes, we laughed.
I think the hardest part probably for Kathy, for those that maybe don't know her that are watching, is she's a hugger. And you could see it on her face when she pulled up and she saw all the kids sitting and we were social distancing and having food, and you could just see that she was just fighting that urge to walk up and hug. So there was virtual hugs being given because Kathy, yeah, she's a hugger. This is the one
I learned, the elbow. Yeah, new hugging system. I don't know if I'll get ever used to that one.
But on that note, I think for all of us, it was extremely overwhelming to finally be in a space and a place where we were all together. Yeah. The energy, it was a very happy day, and it was overwhelming. I managed to get away with no hugs, but I did manage to hug a tree. So there you go, Trevor. We missed you.
Right on.
I hugged your tree.
So, I guess, did we want to show the video right now?
Well, it's up to you if you want to show the video.
Do you want to talk first, maybe?
Some of the things that when we talk about medicine, we tend to tell people. Well, I fully went out thinking that we were going to come back with medicine that normally agencies pick, but as a medicine person, I noticed that when we go out on the land, I talked a little bit about the different colors of the flowers. And each year the Creator shows his garden in such a way that he tells us through color what's going on. And with COVID, it's very apparent that the medicines that we picked yesterday are more about what's going on that we're going to be needing. I talked a little bit about with YAAS and staff about the need to be able to think a little bit more outside the box in terms of gathering medicine to make smokeless spray, to be able to make tactile smudge bags in terms of being able to hold it. Kids are going to be reacting differently, and the opportunity to have a traditional smudge with the smoke is not going to be as prevalent in different agencies that we're working with. Here in our own office, we have allergies.
Yeah.
So I'm looking outside the box to be able to gather medicines for that. So yesterday we were able to look at the spruce tip, we were able to look at the Thunderbird cedar, and we were also able to look at juniper in a new way to be able to understand why it is that we need to look at these different medicines. So we still will be going out for cedar. Sweetgrass, sage, women's sage, those were very small at this time because our growing season has changed. So we have to really look at being adaptable in terms of what creation is offering us at the time. You can't just go and follow you go out and that's another lesson about understanding that you have to be adaptable and flexible, because we always think that we have control of our plan, of our destiny, where that's a lifetime teaching that we have to realize that at some point we have to realize that someone else is taking care of us and running the show.
And I like how yesterday it hit home when you told me you take what you need.
That's right.
Right, and you don't stockpile.
That's right.
And keep all this extra, right?
That's right. So we were using things in a good way and understanding that it's not about how you get there. It's about learning about all around us. Like as we walk down that path and just showing you, like people just walk along and think, oh, there's grass. We're out in the field. It's just grass. It's all medicine. Like when people start to understand that medicine is all around us, the trees, like the poplar trees, the first place we stopped. I always acknowledge that there's a lot of medicine there. Our natural sunscreen comes from there. So, yeah.
Well, it was great medicine for me, just being in the space and feeling the energy, and finally, after this really, really long stretch of time, being able to just be in the space of such a great, beautiful group of young people.
Like, wouldn't that be great for all agencies that would be able to come out, our land-based teaching, to have kids learn outside in a classroom, like a park like that? That would be awesome.
Well, we had a little honorary YAAS member join us yesterday for part of his schooling, because schooling's being done at home.
That's right.
So we
perfect.
had to find a different way to educate, and I think that's a good example of what you can do without going traditional. You can actually learn things just by going on.
Well, and it
the
also
land.
honors that grandfather, elder, child learning model that we had an established education system before pre-contact, and that really fosters that idea with land-based knowledge to be able to help older people pass along their life experience and gifts that they can share with the younger generation. So that really promotes that learning.
And I think one of my key takeaways from yesterday, in addition to just all the teachings and kind of the beauty that you imparted on the young people about plants and land and the importance of it, really was watching the kids in that, watching us, watching the adults, watching the young people, watching everybody there just really open up. I could almost feel just, the energy shift to just so positive. It allowed everybody to open up. And probably say things that maybe we wouldn't have talked about or thought about. So I think for me it was very, it was therapeutic for me to see our kids, but I think for a lot of the kids it was also really wonderful to see their peers and to be able to be in that space. So it showed me that if our new normal is meeting outside, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. So maybe let's show anybody watching.
Without further ado,
What it
let's
looks
show the video. We're talking about what we did. Let's see it.
the attitude and how you feel has changed since you have come up the hill. Now you're going back down. So keep that energy about you. This is what it is about, to learn how to take care of yourself. The land provides everything that we need. There's medicine everywhere. You just have to look for it. Okay? So that's one of the things. So we'll go back down, finish our snacks, and that's it for today. Like, we got medicine that you guys never thought you would have got, eh? Learned a little bit about, and each time we go out at different stages of the summer, we'll be getting different medicines. Okay? But that's what this will be about, so that you guys can learn how to make different kinds of things that you can use to help yourself. That's where medicine comes from. If you're able to find it to help yourself, then it's medicine. Okay? Okay, me good.
So there is just a little sneak peek at how much fun we had yesterday. But I think with closing it, I wanted to say thank you to, the kids that joined us, to the kids that couldn't join us, but especially special thanks to Cheryl. And in speaking with some of the young people yesterday, they did want me to make sure that we acknowledged how important and precious she is to our group. With the walk yesterday, they talked a lot about just how important it is to have someone, a knowledge keeper, or someone, a person, an elder, or just someone that is so connected to the land and the teachings. And they were very grateful. So Cheryl, I just wanted to share that with you. They wanted me to make sure that you were acknowledged for just the beauty of your teaching. So thank you.
Yeah,
I really enjoy spending time out there, and with each and every one of them, because they had conversations as we were getting ready, in the parking lot, getting the skirts out. They did their Instagram stuff, but just the camaraderie of them getting back together, that was so good yesterday. The staff that came really enjoyed it. It was a really good day all around. So I say thank you for...
Our advocate was down there.
Yeah, that's right.
And thank you for letting us record too, because that's... it's not always easy to get things like this recorded.
That's one thing I want to acknowledge, is that the fact that I'm a very easygoing, and when I work with youth, I've worked with youth for probably 30 years. And in the various capacities, I've always met them where they're at. I'm not a very strict... the teachings are there, and for me, I really believe that it's meeting the whoever it is I'm working with at where they're at. There's tradition, and then there's really strict teachings, and I believe to just meet them where they're at, because it's so important. And with the youth going through a lot of the things that they're dealing with at this level, and the time, mental health is very important. I think that being able to just extend that hand of kindness, friendship, and authenticity helps. So thank you I really enjoy my job here.
Well, we appreciate you, and we could not do this work without you.
Thanks.
So we're going to go back to some of that. We have something to show you guys afterwards, but we're going to talk a little bit about the UNCRC, because we do have to, with the work and fun, we got to mix both. And not that rights aren't fun, but we got to get a little more serious right now. Talk about these UNCRC, United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, the 42 rights. So just so you know, and we've said it every week, the Manitoba Advocate for Children and Youth, on our website, manitobaadvocate.ca, under resources, you can go and actually print off this poster right here. It's in children-friendly language. We recommend printing it off. We can also, if you contact our office, mail you out larger posters of the UNCRC as well, to put up in your schools, in your where you live, just anywhere really, because all children need to know about these rights. We got these nice lovely pens as well that we all use, and I keep mine very close to my heart because Kathy tends to steal them and give them away.
This is possibly one of his old ones.
So
I have mine safely hidden in my desk.
So I will pass it off to Kathy.
So today's right is Article 27. You have the right to food, clothing, and a safe place to live in a caring environment. What does that mean? What does that look like? We talk a lot about the right to live and thrive, so it really kind of meets, it is very connected with that right. So your basic necessities need to be met. That is food, clothing, shelter. But that's not enough, right? If we're just providing you with those very basic necessities, that's not enough. Look at a safe place to live in a caring environment. What does that look like? Regardless of whether you live at home with your family, outside of your family with another family, aunties, uncles, whether or not you're in foster care, whether or not you have been adopted. Wherever your space or place is, that is your space to be safe and to have a caring environment. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. We need to make sure that all of our young people are living in a caring environment with some
meaningful contact.
Human contact. So that particular term, meaningful human contact, you might hear it throughout the course of our webinars, our Facebook Lives. It is a key word that our young people are trying to define every day. What is meaningful human contact? It does not mean when you're living in a home and somebody's made you breakfast that they pass it to you, right? If you're in group care, if you're involved in justice systems. So what is meaningful human contact? It means connection. It means trust. It means having the ability to have people around you that support your very inner being. So when we talk about the right to food, clothing, and a safe place to live in a caring environment, really what we're challenging you to do is to think big. What is a caring environment and what would be safe and healthy for you? What kind of environment would allow you to live and thrive?
And it's also a good way to be able to assess, like, where are you? Like, for your own judgments and being able to learn about it. We don't mean it in a joking way. We're very serious when we talk about where are you on that spectrum, and for you to be able to understand that spectrum of assessment. So.
And Article 3 states adults should make good decisions for you, especially for your protection and safety. John talks a lot every webinar about our office and the role of our advocacy. If you don't have a safe place to live in a caring environment, then your rights are not being met. So that would be just a perfect example of calling and having that conversation. What does that look like and what is missing? You are entitled to all of these 42 rights. So we need to make sure we're supporting, respecting, and protecting those rights.
Do you want to show the video now, maybe, if you want?
Yeah, we'll segue into the video. We've watched the medicine picking one, so we're going to show you another one. Again, my favorite part of these Facebook Live.
So we'll show this. It's the view from the youth yesterday.
I just want to put a disclosure out there. I did not know we were going on Instagram Live. When you see this video, you'll understand why.
Yes, our kids tricked us, and we're taping us.
Everyone, I'm Sophia, and this is Isabel and Cheryl, and we're with the Manitoba Advocacy Group, and we're taking over Instagram for today. So we're here at Birds Hill Park doing some medicine picking with
the Youth Ambassador Advisory Squad.
Yes, with our YAAS team. And yeah, so that will be fun, and we're going to take you along with it, show you what we're picking, and maybe explain what we're going to do with it. Cheryl is going to, she's kind of leading this event, so we'll have more updates from her later on today.
Just the way it is.
So everywhere you go, you're walking on medicine.
So they would come and pick this, and then they would take it to the pharmaceuticals, and they would start to make that silica gel for joints.
Where is her mic?
And they came up off the floor, and they were
Yep. Waiting for Michael.
found a rock. Yeah. It's so weird. Like a white rock.
Alright, you guys can't adjust that.
Like it's deep and it changes like
if the birds don't eat them, you can eat them. Okay, and we're done. Heading back now. Thanks for joining us today.
So who was that in the tree? I saw somebody up in the tree.
Our kids make me laugh. I actually am with Cheryl when I didn't know they were filming me. I did like the picture in the tree. I didn't know it was going to be filmed. But yeah, it was a hard climb. But I also had to, there was another person climbing the tree who was 5, and I wanted to try and at least meet him where he was at. So I had to climb a tree to find him. It was so much fun though. But just the video. So again, one of our hopes is in watching it while we were watching it together, we said we really hope that the kids can take over this show. I think they'd be fantastic. They're far more entertaining than we are. And so our hope is that we can do more of those videos and share more of that. And again, I don't know if you noticed in the video, just everybody was everywhere, and it was fantastic because there were so many little conversations going on and so many bigger conversations when we would come together. But yeah, it made me happy to see that video because yeah, I almost forgot how much fun we had. Well, I didn't because I scraped my leg on the tree on the way down, but it's healing well.
So, some more fun we're having. We have some MACY staff here, and a picture of the week of a MACY honorary staff sitting at home. For those that don't know, our office is now open, so you're able to phone and drop down to our office as well. We'll greet you at the door, and of course we still have to follow the public health safety protocols, but we are here. And we still have MACY staff at home doing awesome work as well, so that's why we have a picture of this honorary staff as well. So again, we want you to call. We are here. We have been here the whole time. We're not going anywhere. And the other thing I do want to make sure we mention is the listening tour survey. So we actually have launched it officially on Monday. We had a pretty good response so far, but we really want to get as many youth voices as we can. So if you're 14 to 20 is what we have on the survey, please fill it out. Give us your voice. We're looking for feedback on what troubles youth are facing in their home communities, and then also we're looking at what solutions, like how would you solve that, and how would a youth solve it, because I think that's what's very important is adults, we know and we think we know, but sometimes we need that youth voice to actually tell us, so that either A, we're totally wrong, or that we're on the right track, or we are right. And we also want to know what communities are doing right, so we can pass that information along to other communities, so everybody has the same opportunities. So please take their time to fill out the survey. You will be entered in for the grand prize, which is an iPad mini, which is a pretty exciting prize, I think. So just head on there. It's totally anonymous, so any information you share with us, it will not be directly linked to your name. It's just we're compiling, getting all the information and bringing it together so that at the end of the day we have like kind of a unanimous, one big youth voice to present about the problems and the solutions that are being faced in the province right now. So,
Article 12 states you have the right to express your opinion and to be heard by adults. So the purpose of this survey really is to hear your voice. It is crucial that we understand where you're coming from so that we can provide the proper support, so that we can advocate with you and support you to mobilize change, so that those systems and those resources and those services are what you need and fit your needs. So please make sure you check out the survey. It is, as John said, 5 to 10 minutes long, and possibly you'll have an iPad mini at the end.
So I think I'm just going to close my part out and just say thank you. Thank you for watching, sticking with us these 12 weeks. Hopefully we've been entertaining. I feel like we're getting more and more entertaining as this goes, and I think maybe when we bring some youth actually on, it'll be even more so. And because as you can see in the video, these kids are, for our Youth Ambassador Advisory Squad, they're very brilliant young minds, and Cheryl did point out, it's just amazing. You see the change from the last 12 weeks being stuck at home to just that one brief moment where, you know, we were in the vehicle, we're driving with our masks on, and, you know, but when we got to the location, it was like a big breath of fresh air for all the kids, and you just saw and even the staff. You saw everybody just kind of change, and so I'm very fortunate. I want to thank my youth ambassador team for the awesome work they do. And again, like Cheryl said too, I enjoy my work. They make it very enjoyable for me. So.
That's right. Teaching that I was given very a while ago, and I've worked my life to be able to achieve this. And if you find something that you can do, your gifts, you acknowledge them. And if you can, you don't ever go to work if it's something you're passionate about, and you do it with such ease, it's never going to work. You don't have to feel like you're coming in and you're slugging out time. It becomes very arduous. Mm-hmm. I love my job, you know, culture. I love the youth. I love being able to share the little bit of cultural experience that I have. And I find the energy, the human meaningful contact that we speak so highly of, mm-hmm. that is something that each kid brings in abundance. Mm-hmm. You know, we have such an abundance of that energy when we were with them. So I'd like to acknowledge them for that, because they keep us young. You know, when you work with the youth, you will learn that the children and the youth really are the ones that give us back an energy mm-hmm. to be able to understand from their perspective. And it's such a gift to be able to share that. And well, with anybody, you know, to be able to have that communication level in such a way that you come away feeling refreshed. Yeah. So that's very important to have, and I really enjoy that part of my job here. I really do. That communication and also the laughter is when people know me, but they see me in a very humorous way, and it's not because we try and offset all the arduous stuff that has happened to Indigenous people in our community. It's because I truly enjoy spending that time, and that laughter is just it's a byproduct of being able to say I enjoy what's going on here. You know, it's not in a healing way. Mm-hmm. I find it's just part of my demeanor, and the kids really bring it out in me, like the laughter. And yeah, by just seeing some of those videos, I was just like, wow. I never watched videos. Like all the taping that we've done, I've watched 2.
Well, they were fantastic videos, and I should give a shout out to Sophia for actually taking that task on. Mm-hmm. So thank you, Sophia. You did a great job. In closing, I just want to remind you to check out our website. We have a ton of different videos that are uploaded, so get on there, check out the other videos that we have on our MACY.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have some new ones coming up soon. We've asked the kids to kind of get going on that, and I think some of them are really working at getting out some new.
And as always, our number is 1-800-263-7146 toll free. We are located at 346 Portage Avenue here in Winnipeg, or at the City Center in Thompson. Again, any comments, if you're up for some swag, some really cool pens, I will steal John's if you do a comment and send that one out to you. So yes, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.